my favorite buildings, architecture, and artwork, and I wanted to explore it in a different way than usual with a little screen video. So this is the book, has something to do with Alexander II, the Emperor, 1852, I believe. And this is just some of the stuff. I consider this the best artwork. This has just been my go-to. I'm definitely going to be drawing some of these soon, but wow. Look at them. There's something about these, and I don't know if it's the pictures as well, but whether they're, I don't know, but it's just such amazing detail in the art, the sketching, the engraving, the, however they got this. It's just incredible, and something about just the aesthetic of the building. It's just absolutely perfection. Those details on the top. What did that do? What did that symbol? It looks like a fish or a bird or something. Amazing. And every bit of detail. I don't know what, this must have been just kind of like watercolor and ink. The artwork, astounding, but wow. And this is just supposedly for the emperors. And, you know, did they come across this? Did they find this? Did they repurpose it? Because I haven't been able to find any of these that are still around in the way that they look in this artwork. I just haven't been able to find them. So let me know if you can put some links in there. But look at all the detail and just the way that is with just so few colors. Look at all the reflections, the everything. Perfect. Shadows, everything so cool, so precise, so perfect. It looks like, I always talk about these buildings, seeing their buildings in their prime, and this, I believe, is, I don't know if this is its prime necessarily, but this is when it got touched up, I believe, and finished, and for the second round. I think these are ancient. Look at how deep this goes. Look at this. Were these people building these? I just can't fathom. These people seemed like they were wearing suits, they were just doing whatever, but they weren't building absolute mastery like this. Look at this unbelievable building. Absolutely incredible. I wonder what everything says. I wish I was able to just read everything. Someone could probably translate that out there. You all are awesome at doing stuff like that. But even just the detail. How big were these drawings? What kind of technology is this? Photos, or just maybe the people added? Maybe the building it's captured with photo, but the people were painted in. And there's so much to tell. I don't know. Just so big, so huge. Like with these things looks like they could withstand anything. And Jesus in there, what is his true story? Just as everyone else and everything else, it's all been rewritten. The bell in the center. What did that do when these were maybe at their prime with ether or lightning? I'm so curious to see what would happen if lightning strikes this, and if any of these things were designed for lightning to strike it, because they are just so purely using the patterns of nature and doing exactly what a flower does, but I'm sure in a more amazingly knowledgeable and scientific way of just immaculate perfection. And I love these drawings are really cool too. You get to see the inside, the angels up here. I wish we could see what that puppy looked like. Look at all these, every one of them. Boom, boom, boom. What is the true story? I mean, I apologize to people that I love and respect the Bible and everything too, but I just wonder if, in every possible way, but I wonder, you know, what has changed throughout since its origins, its true origins, what has been manipulated, and what that first original thing that inspired all of this mastery really was, and what that time was like when these stories were playing out. That almost looks like a crazy, like, big giant being right there with I don't know what. It's too not detailed, but very cool spiral staircase. Oh god, what was the true prime of these? Are these stories true? Were they just made for the emperors, or is this something totally different? St. Petersburg. Wonder if this one's still. I think these are actually all St. Petersburg, so someone will know. I was in St. Petersburg, but I can't remember any of these. I remember some absolutely spectacular buildings. I was pretty young, but I don't remember these. Again, amazing. Even just the curb. I love even that. Just that level of imperfection but perfection. This is so good. Very nice. That must be Alexander right there. Or Jesus. Someone totally different. Who knows everything? Who knows anything? Don't. This book is really small. It doesn't have any other really writing. It's just an architectural just wonder of perfection in a cool, artistic, and absolutely mesmerizing way. Were each one of those designed specifically to do something different? They resonate something? Were they in charge, in control of the energies and the invisibles? Next, wow. Just, oh, God. They are just amazing art, and just the form, just it's the perfect form. And I bet you could look at almost any angle, at least the 45s, the 90s, but I bet every possible angle creates just an amazing vision, an amazing outline, an amazing profile of just maybe even meaning. And how deep do each one of them go? I can't fathom that. Looks like a broken brick right there. And out of all this perfection, looks like a broken brick. But then look, wow, the portal, everything, the portals, archways. What were these? When they were covered in metals, because I know they were. I can't stop but thinking, and I'm sure the domes still are, but I bet you even more was the different lacings and the ornate mastery of all these parts. I bet you those had metal in them. The whole building probably was alive at one point. This thing seems incredible. I love the design. I love the just perfect mandala pattern. It almost looks Tibetan. All these things, they were probably all connected. Tartarian, Tibetan, Asia, Russia, beyond the realm, so much more. It looks like a face in the dead center of that, almost like a Maya face. Emperor II, St. Petersburg. That emperor, I don't know what he did, but he got some serious buildings made. No construction photos, though, or anything regarding the construction, but these are his. He definitely took them from someone. Wow. My God. He definitely got them somehow. I don't know. I just wish they would you'd think that the people that made this, if they were made by Alexander II, that you would know who made this as well. Who at least some of the master artists that partook in this would be named and nameable and have some books about them. Maybe they do in Russia. I don't really know. This is intense. Looks like I don't even know what that looks like. Jeez. But you'd think that they would have, something would be known. And I would hope at the time that these were in their prime, that these artists and architectural masters were getting the honor that they deserve, because, wow, to complete a building like this, whenever it was, who knows, hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, who knows, but to complete one, it takes just absolute mastery of so much, and you'd think those people would be honored because they deserve it immensely. The artists on the inside, everyone, everything, so cool. How many times, how many different, who knows if even different religions have different, changed things and altered things, but I don't know. Amazing patterns, even just getting the different shadings inside this drawing and different parts that shine, and I can imagine the gold rooms of so many places, that's what a lot of these places were, and I'm sure they resonated absolutely perfectly. in such cool ways, feeling so amazing, able to heal everyone that steps inside, especially once the bell chimes and the sound just resonates down and off of everything perfectly. These buildings were designed by masters. Awesome. So cool. Such good patterns. Such for art too. It's just in general, it's so good to look at some of these and get ideas, just notice that there are just infinite ways to fill an arch, to fill a design, to add meaning and power to an artwork. And there's so many ways to fill in spaces, and they try to make art and they try to kill art over time, and especially in our time, making it depressing, making it useless, making it just really abstract and chaos, making that the beautiful stuff while taking out like the mastery. What do these say? The menu or something? That looks very cool. But when will we know the truth? And I hope that the answers are still somewhere. I hope that some being, whether it's the Vatican or the Smithsonian or some other collector, private collector or collectors, had the sense to make sure that a certain part of our history has been preserved forever. And I don't know what that could be and what those artworks and things or writings could be that really explain everything, but hopefully they explain where these things are, how long they've been here, who was the original architects of our civilization from every step of the way. It almost looks like a skull in that part, and that's jeez. Again, I don't claim to know anything. I'm just bumping out theories of all different kinds. Tartarian, Moon, Islamic, but Moorish, something so deep, so many different possible civilizations that it could be, and that could have originated this and then been taken over by Alexander II. Look at that. How could these people build that at that point in time? Like, wow. I don't believe it. Look at these things. So it would take so much time, so many years. Look at this. They're not even up to the shell, the framing. It's unbelievable. It's like that's like if you had in your room the trimming at the bottom of your house. If that was the size of you instead of being about a couple inches. It's all about that. These things were made by someone else entirely. No idea who, but wow, perfect. Look at this. This is I think my favorite one. They're all absolutely spectacular, and I love every one of these drawings so much, and these artworks and these buildings, and I can't wait to do a drawing in honor of one of these. I'm not sure which one exactly, but just perfect. So cool. Each one is a lesson in mastery. That part actually looks like it goes down a little bit, like a slight imperfection, but no. This is drawn so well. Look at that. It just didn't miss a thing. That's why it almost it has to be a combo of some kind of photograph and drawn in people, drawn in parts, different things manipulated. It just has to be certain things that you find in the back of the picture. Mind Unveiled, I believe, did an amazing video on this the other day, but definitely check that out. But I think this lady with the umbrella, who knows? Look at this stuff. Look at the detail, the everything. And these people are just standing in awe of it. What are they using it for? Like, just a place of worship? I don't know. No idea. So cool, though. And wow. Next, look at this one. St. Petersburg. What happened in St. Petersburg? What was that place in its prime? Look at this. This looks like a nice little party, a nice little, maybe a church session. But is that what it was originated for? Who knows? What? I'm not sure what that says. Probably something awesome. Maybe. So cool. The light, I wonder how the light traveled inside there, because that was, again, another factor, factoring in where these lights are coming in, where the bell hits, the auditory, everything, getting all light, sound in harmony, vision in harmony with each other. So you can, every pattern you're seeing is working perfectly with your body. You're not seeing chaos. You're seeing organized beauty in a way that is amazing. And then not to mention whatever the power was, the ether gathering, the energy gathering, and then you have all kinds of people in harmony, all seeing these same things, all existing on the same plane, none of them checking their cell phones, and you get a magical experience. Everyone's in the moment. That looks like a picture, whereas that looks like drawings. That's very interesting. That looks like a true shadow. Maybe, actually, I don't know. This is always so interesting to tell. And look at this. You can definitely see the pen in some of this parts. But, very interesting. Whatever they were, whatever all this is, whatever. This was probably like just a pamphlet they were printing out in an amazing way. Not sure what the name is. But, oh my God. So cool. It's quite a printing job. If you can print a small version of that, then you're a pretty good printer in the 1850s. Not sure how small it was, but this is pretty cool. Too bad they left out some of this detail. The Tartarian griffin up there. Nice. That will show us what that's all about. The mercury, where they pour it in there, funnels in. Who knows? Other metals, bing, bong, all the way down to the bell. Bell goes up, bell goes around, bell goes everywhere, fills everything. Light comes in, stuff, ether, fing, palm trees, amazing sights, lights, feelings, vibes, art, glass, everything in harmony, nothing harshing the energies around it, everything working towards it. Even the people with their jewels on, probably. Their hats, who knows, the music, the organ playing, the people singing. They could have been singing anything at those dawns of time. I'm sure our songs now that we sing are far less complex and far less pure. I love that nice loop. Besides some places have some really sacred moments, and that they have them in auditoriums and other places like that. Imagine having it in a place like this. Wow, it would totally add to the feel and vibe of it all. Boom, the plans perfect in every way. There's a similar pattern that we've seen. That's actually a very beautiful take on a pattern like that. I love that. May draw something like that. I may have to spin these in my app a little later, because that will probably look beautiful spinning. We'll have to check that. I'm not sure what speed either. They're all 4-part mandalas. Very cool. Amazing patterns. The sun here. This, whatever inside there is must be incredible. Over here, each pattern, each thing laid out immaculately. Ready for everything. Ready for sound. Ready for vision. Ready for something. With these, they look like launch pads of celestial or human, invisible dimensional beings, and all the dimensionals, all the multi-dimensions that exist around us, and the different beings that we can sometimes access. What do they think and go to these places? Maybe I don't know. Maybe what? I don't know. Anyone ever taken an entheogen in one of these masterful places? It's a nice question to pose. But wow, everything so beautiful. So like even just the artwork alone in these buildings could not be done in several years. So you would need to, from the start of the plans, you would need to plan out all this artwork, and each one of these isn't just going to be created by like some factory somewhere. These are all very well thought out designs that have to be perfect. Every single one of these geometries has to be perfect in order for it to give off that feeling. Nobody can mess up. So you need to have someone absolutely astounding doing this. And just doing the plans. It takes a genius and takes a master. Perfect symmetry, perfect harmony, every measurement, perfect. Every single thing. And this one, they couldn't take a picture of. So where does that leave us to think with everything else? We're constantly learning and rethinking and never accepting anything, because you just close your mind off to so much potential that could exist, so many other possibilities that you're missing out on when you're just stubborn about learning, I guess. Very cool. This one looks more like just a less complex, more just pattern oriented, just things that are designed to, if you stare at them in a mental state of perfect mastery, then you can probably turn these into anything. They're like those void patterns where you kind of like a closed eye visual. If you actually focus on your closed eyes in a way that that you want it to, you can create a lot of things, and you can see a lot of things. You can see dreams and then go into them. There's a lot of possibility. And just when staring at these patterns under any influence or anything, a mushroom even, or nothing, just in the harmony of everyone and in the moment, then you can do a lot. And this looks also Tibetan, just similar kind of structure to a Tibetan mandala. What came first, the chicken or the egg? No idea. But I know the Tibetans are extremely old, and this, I know, most likely, I don't know, but I feel was not created in the 1850s. Look at these. Awesome ideas for designs and artwork all over the place. Perfect patterns and infinite knots, endless knots, harmony, infinity being expressed visually all over the place. So nice. God, I love this book. One of my favorite books. And that's the last page. So I hope you all like this. Let's take a little cruise up. But wow, so nice. Russia, St. Petersburg. I'm going to dive a little deeper into that. I can't believe I was there when I was young, and I saw a couple buildings that were spectacular, and they had all the kind of cool domes and whatnot, but I didn't see any of these that were just massively strengthened, just incredible. I wonder where all these are. I'm going to try and look again. I couldn't find any on Google Earth, but I think I found one, but I would like to find out more about the other ones. So beautiful, and I will be drawing one of these soon, so stay tuned. Maybe I'll put multiple into one scene, and we'll see. We'll see what will happen. Oh, God, I love that one. We'll leave it on that one. All right, everybody. Definitely take a look at the book below. Hope you enjoyed that different kind of screenshot-y video, but we'll stay tuned for more. Bless you all.